Recording.
Hey, Chad Carter here with chadcarter.net and learnhololens.com, and just showing off a app that I was working on. Had the idea here Friday to make a little Valentine game for the HoloLens, and so I'm going to see if I can actually get this into the App Store before Valentine's Day. But this is the progress so far. I figured I'd show it off this week. And hopefully you enjoyed the tutorials for the last 4 weeks that I did the 4-part series. Hopefully that was beneficial to you. But this is just going to be a demo of something I've been working on. So I actually had a Unity project that I created a couple years ago for my wife. And yes, I'm that kind of a geeky person who makes a video game for his wife. And so more for my benefit than hers, I'm afraid. She's not really a gamer. She seemed to enjoy it. But either way, the actual game was a Unity game, and I've taken it, modified it some, and now have it running here on the HoloLens. One of the big things was actually taking, like you see the score and the high score. That was just like in heads-up display over top of a screen overlay. And of course now I'm in the HoloLens environment, a real world. I need to have it anchored here in the world, and so I just have it kind of associated right there with the table. I may end up changing that some, so it looks a little bit different. But the idea is, the players sitting there staring at the table, and so they can easily see the score and the high score there. And again, I might actually have some kind of wood grain or something behind there. I'm not sure yet, but as it stands right here, this is what I have. And so one of the things is if you tap, so the idea is you're just simply supposed to tap one of these candy boxes to find the one that actually has the candy in it. You can also tap the bouquet of roses to play music and change music. I'm actually using MIDI files, and so that's one of the things I added with the HoloLens. I had it playing some MP3 files, but because of copyright issues and things like that, it's no big deal for me to do that for my wife's little game, obviously. But if I'm going to put this in the store, then I don't have the rights to deploy or to distribute copyright music. So I went the route of having some MIDI files. But either way, the other thing in my Learn HoloLens community, we just had our Q&A for the month of January on Friday. And one of the things that came up there was asking about a particular shader that was used for scanning. And actually it was about syncing up some sound to that or whatever. But I'll put a link in the description here to that shader because it's really neat. They took the example in one of the promo videos for the HoloLens and kind of recreated it. And it was more like a bluish tint. So I just took that example, modified it a little bit because it was just on a continuous cycle. And I modified it so when I just tap, it'll actually do it. And I also modified it to be red to kind of work with here. I didn't notice it until I brought it up here in the HoloLens itself. There's some stretching that goes on. And so I might dig into that or whatever. But like right now, if I just kind of tap here, we'll see where you get the larger triangles, then it fills in with the smaller triangles as it's going across the environment. And that's kind of neat. But then if I go over here, right there that closes the door, you can see this stretching that's going on. So again, I've not dug into the shader code all that much, but obviously there's an issue there, and it's kind of the same thing on this wall here. So it looks great when you're kind of going here on the floor and then kind of going up on the couch. Obviously with the dark blue couch, the HoloLens doesn't like the real reflective colors like that, so it has a hard time. But in general, the effect is a pretty neat effect, and so that's kind of what I have going with it. So if you tap somewhere that's not on the candy or the flowers, then you kind of will get that scan effect going on. But assuming I actually tap on one of the candies, so I happened to pick the one with the candy the first time, so I got 3 points there. I didn't pick it, so now I'm not going to get any points. I'm going to get an X. So I'll probably change that UI with the X. Cortana just stopped recording, so I'm pretty sure I got that bit in there. But either way, I plan on modifying that a little bit. For now, just kind of shove it up here at the top of the table.
Sure, I can show you, but first I need to quit the current experience. Is that okay?
No.
All right.
So let's try to continue on without getting interrupted. All right, so this time around, I was able to find the second try, so I got 2 points for that. So now my points are here at 5. And hey, I found the first try, so I get 3 points there. So basically, you either get 3 points or 2 points or no points. So like right here, I'm not going to get any points, and I'm going to get a second strike. So there's my second X there. And didn't find it. Didn't find it. Here's my third strike, and I'm out. So the game's going to reset. The score went from 8 back down to 0. My high score was 17. So here we go with 3. All right, 6. And of course, this is just random. It's how this works. And all right, so up to 10. No strikes yet. 12. First strike. All right. I'm 17. Okay, so now my high score is going to get updated on my next score, assuming I don't get a strike yet. So it goes 19, and the high score is also 19. All right, I'm 21. 23 for both. And again, this high score is going to remain. Oh, here comes a strike. It's going to remain even once I exit the app. All right, so that's my second strike. And while I'm doing this, I'm actually going to tap on the rosebuds, and it's going to play a MIDI file. I have like 4 or 5 different MIDI files in here, and it's going to just pick one of them randomly. So, there we go. And that's it. So, score's back to 0. High score's 29, it stays. And I can exit the app. So that way the music stops. And if I come back into the app, the score's going to be there, but it was still in memory anyway. Like the music's still playing. All right. So I'm going to actually close out the app altogether. As soon as I hit remove, it'll remove it from memory as well. And I'll bring it back up, and you'll see that the high score stays there.
Recording.
All right. So since I'm recording on the HoloLens itself, I had to actually exit the app or exit the recording in order to open it back up again. And you can see it's open back up. High score is 29. The music's not playing, so it definitely took it out of memory. And I haven't started playing it yet, so my score is here at 0. So either way, that's the app in all of its glory currently. So yeah, I'm going to work towards getting this into the store. I was planning on putting like the visualizer in the store first, but again, I had the idea about celebrating Valentine's Day and already had a little bit of this code handled anyway, a little bit less ambitious than the visualizer. So I might modify the graphics some. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's pretty simplistic graphics I have going on here, but yeah, that's kind of where it stands now. Right now, there's no world anchors involved. It's just simply loading up in front of the camera. So that'll be the next thing I'll add is make it so that the user can place this, and you'll be able to stay in the world where they had it the last time. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in next week's video.